Pete Maylum, engineer from Sittingbourne, who on the second row we still await the arrival of 187, and I had my doubts as to whether he would come. Chris Ward. Beside Chris Ward we have in fact, or beside the space where Chris Ward should be, we have in fact got 273 Mike Locke. Then on the third row 174 Jack Payne, who is also missing at the moment. So 274 John White is there. And then the back row is intact with 96 Adrian Kingwell and 136, the winner of the last race, that is Paul Braddock. The non-starters 187 and 174. And down into the run into the first corner, it looks like Pete Maylum, who's taken full advantage of pole position to go into Cheshunt's first, take the tight line round the apex of the corner, close the door on all the other drivers, and it is 400 Pete Maylum from 122. Chris Waghorn in the Citroën Visa. John Waghorn there, a very close second. Then comes Mike Locke in the Toyota Starlet, 273, 274, the TR8, 136, the little 850 Mini, who's ahead already of number 96. Adrian Kingwell round the left-hander of the Devil's Elbow and up Harry Hill for the first time. Pete Maylum leads from John Waghorn. Mike Locke in third with the Toyota Starlet. Then comes the TR8 of John White. Then the Mini of Adrian Kingwell moving back ahead of the little 850, number 400 Pete Maylum. Beautifully turned out, Mark II Pinto engine, 1600cc Ford Escort down into Cheshunt with the Citroën Visa in hot pursuit. Headwell of the rear-wheel drive Toyota Starlet. Then comes the TR8 of John White with the two Minis at the tail end of the field still having their very close battle but still not being overawed by the more powerful machinery ahead of them. And Paul Braddock having another look at the back end of Adrian Kingwell very, very closely as they come off the Dover slope, onto the Dover slope, but haven't found a way through yet. The race order as on the first lap. John Waghorn still in second position, taken a much different line into the top right-hand hairpin there on North Bend, but down, must be a bit dodgy driving right into the sun as he flicks through the shaded and lit section here through the chicane. Number 400 Pete Maylum from 122 John Waghorn, 273 Mike Locke, 274 John White, 96 Adrian Kingwell, having put a bit of daylight now between himself and the ever determined Paul Braddock with the 850. So coming up towards the end of 2.5 laps, they go into their last tour. Number 400 still leading, Pete Maylum from 122 John Waghorn, 273 Mike Locke, 274 John White, 96 Adrian Kingwell and 136 Paul Braddock. And at the moment, no positional change looking imminent. John Waghorn still not quite able to get the Visa close enough to Pete Maylum to make any kind of challenge. And Pete Maylum, if anything, extending that lead, and the Visa pulling off to retire, and in fact going straight back to the paddock. No hesitation about it. John Waghorn saw the paddock return lane looming up and he went in there and the Visa retires. The number 400 Pete Maylum goes on his way, and up now into second place comes Mike Locke into number 273. Mike Locke in the Toyota Starlet up into second place, ahead of John White now in third. Then comes Adrian Kingwell and 136 Paul Braddock. But the checkered flag is out, and number 400 Pete Maylum put himself on the back row of the D final with a well-taken victory there in car number 400 from 273. 274 John White in third position. Fourth place goes to number 96. Fifth to 136. Sixth will be classified. The front grid theoretically is completely missing. So onto the front row comes the sole survivor from the second row, that being 105 Des Howe. On the second row comes what was the third row. No, it doesn't. Barry Rapley should have been on the back row. He's now moved forward to the second row. And it looks as though Ivan Gill is going to be another non-starter. His new Metro. That's being pushed away. So we're down to only 4 cars, and things do look quite promising. Well, but the early leader is now, with Barry Rapley going up to challenge as they go down into Chesons for the first time. Barry Rapley trying to go around the outside of the Colt and doing it, but can he retain that lead? He's gone very, very deep into Chesons, and I don't think he will emerge in front. No, he doesn't. It is indeed number 105, Des Howe, who comes away down the slope first, with Barry Rapley second, Pete Maylum third, and Anthony Tedder fourth. That's the order. 105, 57, 400, and 127 into the elbow and round and up the hill for the first time. Des Howe, Barry Rapley, Pete Maylum making his move, but you can see that those drivers in front, they're going to keep that inside tight line, and if he's going to get past there, he's going to have to go the long way around 5 cars, and he can pop through on the inside. That, I would imagine, will be his tactic. At the moment, though, Des Howe's getting away. 57, Barry Rapley, then the escort, and again, Barry sufficiently tight enough in to not allow the escorts any breathing space. And in fact, Pete Maylum there had Andy Tedder in close connections there for a short while, but now he gets away from the Camberley driver. They're still having to concentrate upon Barry Rapley, but meantime, Des Howe is using this to very good advantage, and Des Howe is in fact moving away up the hill now, extending that lead. This is where Pete Maylum should have the advantage, perhaps over the Mini with a bit more power, but again you can see he can't get, he's going to try the inside line very, very tight. Now will Barry Rapley go wide and let the escort through on the inside? Yes, that's what Pete Maylum had hoped, and Pete Maylum going to do it. Can he break him down into the paddock band? Can Pete Maylum come through and take second place? I don't know. He's got the inside line. The Mini's going to go wide. Yes, it's paid off for Pete Maylum. That's the kind of tactic he's got to adopt if he himself gets into trouble and got back down into third place once again. So he's got to have another go. This time he's going to try the outside. Meantime, somebody in that trio is blowing out a bit of smoke, and you can see that as Barry Rapley and Pete Maylum have a tremendous battle trying to outmaneuver each other, so Tony Tedder has moved in to have a look as well. That so often happens as 105 goes away in the lead. Barry Rapley's having to try and keep Pete Maylum at bay, and he's not going as quickly as he normally would. He's having to drive a defensive race, and that in turn is slowing those 2 cars up, and that's allowed Tony Tedder to move in and have a look. But now Pete Maylum is making his move, going round the outside. Can he get in front in time to close the door on Barry Rapley? No, he cannot. Barry's got that inside line, and they are side by side once again coming down the hill. But this time Pete Maylum, I think, might just edge ahead and then move over and close the door on the Rochester Mini driver. He doesn't do that, but he does retain that lead, wagging his tail around, and I don't think Barry dare get too near to him. But Pete Maylum now into second place, but he's left it too late. And it's going to be Des Howe, surely, who's going to move through and go onto the back row of the C final. Yes, Des Howe from Canterbury then. Local boy comes good here in this race, and the Colt Mirage. Oh, in second place, number 400, Pete Maylum, with Barry Rapley, 57, in third place.